All right, let's get practicing in QuickBooks Online. Grab the link below in the description so that you can follow along. All right, here we are in the QBO Gym. And the QBO Gym is a place where we have numerous exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Every single month, we come out with new exercises for you to practice your skills and complete, and we break it down for you into 4 different sections. Today, we're going to be working in the January warm-ups section. At the top here is a little animated video to tell you what you're going to be doing for Craig this month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive quiz to test your knowledge as it does relate to the video up above. Below that are all of the exercises within this section. And then at the bottom here, once you have completed all of those exercises, we have some sample posts here that you can use on LinkedIn to share with everybody what you have learned so far. So let's dive right into our exercise today, where we are going to practice recording personal expenses paid for by the business. So go ahead and click on the link right here to get the exercise popped up. I have it over here on the right-hand side. So let's see what our scenario is today. Craig accidentally used his business MasterCard for a personal expense. So let's see how to account for this in QuickBooks. You will need to be in the same session of the sample company that you used for the previous exercise. If you have not completed that one yet, go ahead and click on the link on the top right corner of your screen. That'll take you to the first exercise. Complete that one and the one after that, and then you will get to this one. So I have here the sample company. This is the last page that I left off of from the previous exercise. So often you will notice this situation when you see a transaction in the bank feed. You might see something like in the picture below here that will cause you to ask Craig. He might then tell you that he bought a personal lunch, either accidentally or because he thought he could use the business money for it. So in this screenshot here, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it does say here uncategorized expense. So it may give you pause and say, oh, what is this for? And you would ask Craig about it. And he told you that it was actually a personal expense. So in the sample company, this particular transaction is already matched to an expense. So we'll have to delete that expense in order to set up the conditions for our exercise. So let's go ahead and do that. From the left navigation bar, we're going to hover over expenses and then select vendors. So here I am on the left nav bar. You can click on or hover over expenses and then click on vendors, or you could just click on vendors again so that you get the full list of vendors. We want to click on Bob's Burger Joint. So let's go ahead and do that. It's up the top here. Go ahead and click on that one. And then click anywhere on the 1897 row. So go ahead and just click on that, and you will see the expense appear for you. We need to go ahead and delete it. So to do that, we need to click on More and then click on Delete. More is down here in this center of the transaction. Click on that and then go ahead and click on Delete. Now, QBO is giving you this warning, just saying, are you sure you want to delete this? And for this exercise, yes, we're going to go ahead and click on that. Just know that if you are ever deleting things in QBO, as an aside, if you hit delete, it is going to delete it completely from QBO. If you do void instead, it's not affecting your books, but it will still be visible in an audit history if you ever need to go back and look at something. So just keep in mind what the differences are between delete and void. For the purposes of this exercise, we are going to go ahead and delete it, which we already did. So now we can check to make sure that the uncategorized transaction is in the bank feed. So to do that, from the left navigation bar, we're going to click on Bank Transactions. It's a bookmark right here, so you can just go ahead and click on that directly. If it was not a bookmark, you would just hover over Transactions and then click on Bank Transactions. You'll get this little pop-up. It's just an overview from QBO telling you what this area is all about. You can go ahead and click on the X to remove it. And as I mentioned before, if you hovered over transactions, you could click on bank transactions and still get to the same page. Just so you know, in case you ever don't have this bank transactions automatically bookmarked, that is another way that you would get into it. All right, so we want to click on the MasterCard tile. So here's the checking, which is currently selected because it's blue. Here's the savings. I need to click on the arrow here to get to the MasterCard because it's not all showing on my screen. Go ahead and click on MasterCard when you find it. Now you will see the uncategorized transaction that would have alerted us to talk to Craig. So here is that Bob's Burger joint transaction right here for $18.97 uncategorized expense. So this would have been one of the reasons that prompted you to say, hey, what was this for? All right, so now we need to add the expense. So let's see how to add the personal expense correctly. First, let's take note of the date of the bank fee transaction. It's going to be different than what you see here, but take note that whatever this date is for you right now, you need to use it next in the exercise. So take note of whatever your date is. Mine is 12/12. So we need to create that expense. Click on the plus new button and then click on expense. Here is that plus new button, select that. Under vendors, click on expense. Let's go ahead and fill it out. In the payee field, we're going to select Bob's Burger Joint. Go ahead and click on the down arrow and it is right here. Go ahead and click on that. In the payment account field, we need to select MasterCard because remember that is how it was paid for. So click on that down arrow right here, select MasterCard. In the payment date field, we need to enter the date that we previously noted from the bank fee transaction. So your date is going to be different than what I had, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. You can either type it in or you can click on the calendar to find it. Mine happened to be December 12th of last year, so I have that selected. Make sure you do as well. It'll be important in the next step. So this expense will be categorized to owner's equity, which just represents how much of the business belongs to the owner. Reducing this account is the equivalent to the owner taking money from the business. So this count does not currently exist in the sample company, so we need to go ahead and create it. In the category field, let's type owner's equity, and then we're going to click the plus add new so that we add it. Go ahead and click into this. Let's go ahead and type in owner's equity. And you can see there's nothing that pops up because this is not currently an account. So you're going to click this plus add new owner's equity. Now the type of account, we want to change that to equity. So in this account type, click the down arrow and then select equity right there. The detail type field, we need to again select owner's equity. So that is right here, a little more than halfway down the list there. And then we're just going to leave the name as is for owner's equity. No reason to change it. If we wanted to, we could, or we could add a description. So everything else is good. So just go ahead and click on the save and close button. And now you can see that new service has been, or that new account has been created. Now, we always want to put a description to explain the personal purchase. So in the description field, we're going to type accidentally bought personal lunch on business card. So you can click into it and go ahead and start typing that. You can also probably also copy over all of this text. Copy it. For me, I'm on a PC, so it's Control C. I know it's different on a Mac, but you could copy all of that text. And then for me, it's a Control V as in Victor. Again, I'm on a PC, so I know it's different for Mac, but you could do that if you want to save yourself a little bit of time from typing all of that out. The amount field, we need to type $18.97. That's how much it was for. So $18.97. If you click out of that box, you will see that the total has been updated for the expense thanks to QBO. And now we simply just need to save and close. So click on the green save and close button. And when we do, if we scroll down here, we can see now that the new expense now matches on the bank feed. You can see that because it says one match found. So everything is all fixed and good. And that's how you would record personal expenses that were paid by the business. And if you have any questions or want to know more about the QBO Gym, just go ahead and click on the link below in the description. Be sure to leave this session of the sample company open, as you will need it for the next exercise in the warm-up section, where we practice recording expenses paid by the owner. And I will see you